action. We are back, and we are bigger and better than ever. And by bigger, I mean me, a little bit bigger. And by better, she looks better than ever.
Definitely not.
The Waft, Season 2. Live from beautiful Playa del Carmen, Mexico. Just take it in real quick, people. We wanted to have this as the background, but the lighting just didn't work. As you can see, I'm a little dark. Plus, you'd be looking at that the whole time. Emily wanted to have a glass of champagne and do it from the tub, but yeah, that could have, I don't know how that would have went, I guess. Would have been fine.
Yeah.
I might have farted in there and caused some bubbles, but whatever.
I just remembered an idea for the vlog, so I'm going to take the one and write it down. But you keep going.
Okay, the blog?
Yeah.
So Emily's bringing the blog back, which is good. So that's what she's doing right now. Coming up with ideas, putting in the old phone. So that's a little pro tip for any of you. If you ever have an idea, don't just be like, I'll remember it, because you don't. Put it in your phone. Put it on your hand. Write a little note ski. So let's just dive into things. We tried recording season 2, episode 1 a week ago. We've been married for 10 days.
It was pre-wedding. So
Was it pre-wedding?
Life update. Why are we in Mexico?
We're married.
We are married. I had a ring before, but we are married.
Boom. It's silicone, and I've almost lost it about 10 times.
Yes.
The real ones at home. We tried recording season 2, episode 1. No, it was post-wedding.
No, it was pre-wedding because it was wedding week. We didn't do it. We were like, oh, it's wedding week. It's the perfect time to come back with season 2 of The Waft.
Okay, I'll take your word on it.
Yeah.
It didn't go well. It was, I don't know. What do you think? Why didn't it go well?
Well, we upgraded our studio. I think that threw me off. We were in the office instead of the closet. I think being in like a legit room with lighting was throwing me off.
We got a new camera too.
We hadn't done it in a while, and we always say that it's super important to be like our authentic self. And me, that's just not talking. And for Dwight, that's kind of like putting on a show. And I think I was just getting thrown off by that. Because it just feels like you're putting on a show, but in reality, you're just being you.
Fact. For anyone that knows me and has seen me in real life, what you see when the camera's off is the same thing. I just amp it up a little bit for the camera because I want to make people smile. I want to make people laugh. I don't do shit for attention. Whatever. I'm a halfway decent looking dude, so you can look if you want to, but I really just care about making others smile and making others laugh. So that's why I amp it up a little bit for the camera, so that way you get enjoyment while listening and or watching this.
Yeah. I just have to realize you do it to make people smile and not to get attention.
Correct. If I was trying to get attention, I'd be like some of the hoochie mamas that we've seen at the pool wearing these dainty little bikinis where, I mean, it might as well be a thong. Or some girl today that verbatim Emily goes, if I didn't know any better, I think she's a porn star that I might know.
If her boobs were bigger, I would have been like, that's this porn star. But
Yeah.
she didn't have the goods.
Just red lipstick all on to go to the pool is very, I mean, whatever. You do you, lady.
She's in the room next to us.
I'm not here to judge. No, but they went to dinner the same time we did last night. We're good. We're cool with them.
Oh, that's right.
13-12, you're cool with us. So let's get wedding recap. Wedding recap. We are newlyweds, almost 2 weeks into this. And what was your peak? We're gonna do peak and pit. What was your peak of the wedding?
I think you always start with pit.
Okay, what was your pit of the wedding? Your pit.
Oh,
man.
I know, and this humidity. I think, I don't even remember what we discussed. The pit of the wedding, for me, was it being over. I think no one tells you that, that the day after your wedding, you get extremely depressed. Like, we stayed in Garden of the Gods in the honeymoon suite Saturday night, and I think just watching, like, you know, it was like 5 o'clock on Saturday, and it was like, oh, this time yesterday we were getting married, was definitely, we both got super depressed because it was the happiest day of our lives, and then it was over.
I would concur with that being the pit. as someone that doesn't get super sad a lot of the times. It was definitely sad to be standing there and be like, oh shit, 24 hours ago was the greatest day of my life.
It honestly hit me that I think this is why, probably a very like blanket statement, I think people have babies for a lot of reasons, but I think a lot of people have kids after getting married is because you're searching for like the next thing. Like you get married and it's literally the most joyous day of your life, and then you're like, okay, now what? You have a baby. We don't have a baby, but
we have Chipper.
Honestly, I'm gonna throw Pam Harburn under the bus. Nothing ruined my day, but my mother,
oh man,
telling his mother that we don't want to have kids, probably the pit of the wedding, because I was like, thanks, Mom.
That was on the wedding day, by the way.
Wedding day,
that was on the wedding day.
You run into Cindy for 5 minutes at the salon, and somehow she blurts out like, oh yeah, they don't want to have kids. Oh, it says I don't want to have kids. Thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
I don't want to have kids. It's a joint decision. Let's make that super clear.
At the moment, yeah. It's not. If it's in the cards later on, it's in the cards later on. But
That's why our moms never talk.
Yeah, it was. It was fun getting that text at about 1 o'clock, 4
I was
hours.
Like, oh my God, babe.
4 hours before we get married, we have a problem. Your mom told my mom that I don't have kids. Not you.
No.
This.
Yeah.
It's like we're good. We're good.
The day of the wedding.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was the most perfect day of my life. Literally, the perfect day from start to finish.
Yes. I'm gonna segue that into don't settle. Oh
We just did the pit. We didn't tell people the pit, the peak.
The peak was watching you walk down the aisle in 30 minutes just staring at you. The pit was her getting to the altar and I couldn't fucking kiss her right away.
Yeah.
BS.
I can't actually pick a peak because literally the whole day was so perfect, but walking down the aisle with my dad was definitely a highlight. Marrying you was for sure a highlight.
If anyone that's watching this was there, or if you end up seeing pictures or videos, disclaimer, it was windy that day and there was a lot of dust in the air, so if it looks like I'm maybe wiping away a tear, make your own judgment.
I mean, I heard rumors that he was crying. And then when I started walking down the aisle and I saw his face, I'm like, I'm pretty sure he's crying right now.
Can't confirm nor deny it.
Apparently it was dusty.
A little dusty in there. I'm pretty sure Wanda, our wedding planner and officiant, had some onions in her pocket. Think so.
Probably Wanda.
Yeah. It's a bold strategy. Alright, now we can move on.
Now we can move on.
So, little quick hitter. We were just at the cafe here at the all-inclusive. I go up. Some guy was ordering in front of us, and then my turn. I go, I'll take a Caesar salad. She goes, we don't have Caesar salad. We've got a chickpea and a quinoa or something.
Yeah.
I didn't know really what was in either of those, nor do I want them because I'm a picky eater. So I go, I'll take the cinnamon rolls, 2 of them, please. Both her and the guy start laughing and go, it's a bold move going from a salad to a cinnamon roll. Well, here's my advice. Don't settle. Whether it be in life like myself, having a ring for someone else, and then realizing it wasn't right. So I didn't just settle and go through with it. I ended up choosing...
Well, I walked into your life.
Well, yes, but I didn't settle.
Yeah.
I got what I wanted, who I wanted, it worked out. But I couldn't get my number 1 at the cafe with the salad. A lot of people would have been like, oh, I guess I'll take one of those other salads I don't know, even though that's really low on your list. The cinnamon roll was number 2 on my list. So, yes, I did settle, but I got the next best thing available. So it was the best thing available. Just don't settle. And that's the same thing with life, your job, your goals. Like, F it. I don't know. That's my mentality. I don't know if that's the right or wrong mentality.
I mean, I think it's the right mentality. It's hard to implement, but it's something you can try to do every day.
A lot of people hit roadblocks and get stopped by the first roadblock and then settle. You might hit 4 roadblocks. It's a matter if you want to, maybe what you want is over roadblock number 7 and you stop at number 6. So, always keep pushing. Little motivational, I don't know. That's what I got.
Nugget for the day, little nugget of wisdom from Dwight.
Yeah. So now we're a married couple. I think the Waft is just gonna kind of be just a deeper look into our lives, because that's all season 1 was just kind of our lives, our journey as a couple, in fitness, in opening a business, in life. So we're just gonna keep that rolling with season 2, episode 1 here.
I think we need to preface this with number 1. This is the point when Cindy Coulter and Pam Harborn should mute or turn off the podcast.
Come back in 5 minutes.
Yes. We should also preface this with the fact that we own a business, that we work at 7 days a week, probably like 50 to 60 hours.
And you go to bed at 7 o'clock at night.
I'm a grandma. I go to bed at 7 o'clock because we wake up at 4 a.m. every day. And then number 2, we have 3 animals. So all of that together, like work an 80-hour week, have different schedules, throw in 3 animals that like to cuddle in bed, and your sex life goes to shit.
I feel like we're good right now. So the reason she gave that preface, Pam, Cindy, if you're watching still, no. 5 minutes. One thing that we are keeping track of in our marriage life is a sex counter.
We shouldn't tell them the number, though. I don't want to reveal that. That's too personal. I don't want them to know how many times.
But it's I don't know if it's good, bad, wrong, right, and different. We're doing good so far. That's all I'm going to say.
I will say it takes effort, and I feel like a lot of females can relate to this, that if you're not a guy. Like, I literally, we just start making out, and he's like, okay, I'm ready. Like, I've been up since 4 a.m. I've taught, like, 2 cycling classes. I've worked all day. I'm tired. I'm sweaty. And we're good to go. Like, it takes a lot of work as a female to, like, be ready to go. I'm not a dude. And so it can be hard to, like, have it as often as a guy would like, because
Are we ever going to give them the number?
Females aren't wired the same way.
Are we ever going to give them the number?
Yeah, we can give them the number, just not right now.
Okay. It's good. I think we're good. But it's I
think it's something that, just like you said, don't settle. Like, this is something that you have to put effort into. Like, as a female, like, I've had to set my mentality that, like, this is something that our relationship needs, and so I literally have to put effort into it. Like, whether it is scheduling it. I used to laugh at people who were like, oh, we have to schedule sex. I was like, ha ha ha, you're so funny. We were in the honeymoon phase. I'm like, you don't have to do that. But then life happens, and sometimes you do have to schedule it.
I would say that we've done very well leading up to the wedding and after the wedding.
Yeah.
And it doesn't.
As we should, because we're newlyweds.
Correct, but I don't think we're forcing anything. I think it's just like anything in life. Old friends, family, you make time for the things that are important.
Uh-huh.
Like last night, I'm not saying it happened, but you're like, there's another episode of Stranger Things, but if you started, I'm going to be asleep.
Communication is key, because he was going to continue watching Stranger Things, which would take us to 10 o'clock at night, which I knew I'd be sound asleep. So I was like, if you continue to watch Stranger Things, I will be asleep. And so it's just communicating. Or, like, I think, again, women don't communicate their needs. Like, this is what will help get me in the mood. I'm not a guy. I can't just make out and be like, yep, I'm ready to go.
I'm not that simple.
So sometimes it really is being honest and saying, you know what, this really works for me, or this really doesn't work for me. When you fart in the pool and watch the bubbles come up.
That was one time.
Maybe I'm now not turned on.
That was one time, and it was 8 hours ago. Cool.
So that's my advice. Communicate your needs, and maybe make it a priority and schedule it.
And maybe have a sex counter.
Have a sex counter.
Because then you can be like, oh, we haven't in X amount of days or weeks or months, but then you obviously aren't going to force it then, but you can. It's why
holds you accountable.
Why
it's
the gap?
an important part of your relationship.
Yes. All right. I think that went good.
Pam and Cindy can now unmute.
Yes. Unmute. This is. That's your sign. That's your sign. If you're on the audio version, just you can't see that sign. 2 more things that I got on the old sheet here, and we're going good, I think, on time. Tattoos. I don't know if this was brought up because we were at lunch and I saw a girl and she had half a tattoo on her butt cheek. I couldn't see what the rest was. I was genuinely.
No, she had a full tattoo on the butt cheek. But we could only see half of it through her bikini.
But that's not what sparked it. You were giving me.
Would you rather? Or no, if you had to get a tattoo right now and you had to get one, what would you get?
Yes, and I don't remember if it was visible or not, but the thing that came first, first of all, my first tattoo. Anytime I get asked that, if I was to get a tattoo, what it would be, always the same answer. I've had this for probably 15 years. I would get, the characters Mario and Luigi from the video game. I would get Mario on my left butt cheek, jumping in the air, like going for high five, and then Luigi on my other butt cheek, jumping up for the high five, and then when I squeeze my butt cheeks together, they slap hands. Always been the answer. I think it'd be hilarious. Not realistic, obviously.
I asked him for the non-Dwight answer, the real authentic Dwight answer.
That is the authentic Dwight answer. I've given that for years, if you know me.
Yeah, that is true. He always says that.
And that leads to the real answer would be, so you have tattoos on both of your wrists there that are meaningful to you.
You can see the other one. Oh.
That's good. It's here.
There. There and there.
So I think it would hurt like hell to get there, but somewhere on my wrist I would get the letter either B and then the letter U, or the letter B and then spell out U, like Y-O-U, as a reminder, as anything in life, like she said, authentic, and no matter what the situation is, or sometimes if you get uncomfortable and you're around a bunch of people, you feel pressured to do something that isn't you. So I would just look down and remember, be you, because that's a big part of who I've been for 32 years, I think, that no matter what happens, I can always go to bed at night knowing I was myself and stay true to yourself. If you were to get another one, what would it be?
My next tattoo, well, it depends on, like,
Actually, I think I know this.
the order of events, but I would love a sleeve. Like, deep down, I'm the type of chick who wants a sleeve, but I know that that's not, like, Dwight wouldn't love me then. The list of tattoos are, one is going to be my little Macklemore. I'm going to get his paw prints. Don't know where yet.
Butt cheek.
No, I'm gonna get his paw prints tattooed on me because he's the love of my life, and then I'm going to get my dad's
They can't see.
handwriting. It's probably gonna say like "Love Dad." My dad has very unique. He's British. If you were at the wedding, you now know David Harbour. He has the most extravagant handwriting, and that no one can read. And so I'm gonna get "Love Dad" on my arm because my dad is my hero. So all of my tattoos are very meaningful. I definitely believe in getting things that mean something to you.
And then last but not least, let's wrap things up. Coming up 20 minutes. A little long for us, but who knows with season 2. Yeah, season 2 is back. The last thing, and this is an interesting question. I like hearing from other people, being interactive, whether it's comments or messages, or like at Cycle Bar, a lot of people talk to us about things they heard in the episode. Vacation. We're on our honeymoon. The answer is yes. We have responded to emails, phone calls, text, Instagram messages.
We may answer the phone.
This is true.
Text messages and emails.
Wrong, right, or indifferent once again. So the question is vacation. How often should you take one? Some people are at, regular jobs and might only have 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks vacation. I've always been under the impression, even when I was at a normal job, you should have 4 weeks vacation. Once every 3 months, essentially, is good for the soul. And then even if you hate your job, which I don't think anyone should look forward to the weekend or look forward to their next vacation, but that gives you a good reset. So how often should one vacation? And then 2, when on vacation, should you completely shut off and not do any work? Which in our case, I don't think it's possible. Or how little or how much work should one do? I don't know the answer.
I think there's we found there's a mix of when we got married that Friday, I think that Thursday, Friday, we successfully didn't do any work.
I didn't respond to one message. Yeah. Didn't do anything.
I think that was the first time in our 2 years of being open that we legit didn't do anything. But most vacations we take, we will do a couple hours of work a day. Like if we just go hang out in Colorado with my family. But this vacation, we've definitely unplugged more than normal. We set timers, and we say 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes in the evening. We're gonna do emails and text messages and whatever we need to do, and I think that's fine. because the rest of the day you're able to unplug, but then we're not stressed that we're coming back to like 50 emails. It's like, okay.
I agree. I also feel, and you agree with this, our business goes kind of like this, and maybe that's, we need to, like, we have people that are awesome back at the studio, from our instructors, people running the front desk, but no one should work as hard as us, whether it's our business or another business. If you're not the owner, I wouldn't expect anyone to work as hard as the owners. So it's kind of figuring out how, when you leave, it doesn't do this and stays flat or even grows.
Yeah.
So that's,
I think that's why we can't unplug, is because we are still like a new business, and
Yeah.
we need to keep growing, and it doesn't necessarily grow when we're gone. And we hear over and over again that we're the heart of the studio, and so it makes it hard to leave when everyone's like, oh, it's not the same when you're not there.
yeah, I always say that we're the heart and our members are the heartbeat. So it's tough for a heart to beat when there's not a heart.
Yeah. I learned about a working vacation very young, because David Hardborn doesn't take vacations, and when we would go on vacation when we were kids, we coined the term workcation, because David Hardborn would work majority of the time. But I think, yeah, you have to find that balance where you can like take the vacation but not stress about work, but also still get a little bit of stuff done.
Yes. And to wrap things up, the Waft season 2, we did a hell of a job. I'm proud of us for like 22 or 23 episodes for season 1, and most of them were like weekly.
Mm-hmm.
We're thinking the Waft season 2 is always going to be recorded while we're on the road. Speaking of vacations, okay, I just got that looked at. That's not the case.
Wait, we take vacation once every 6 months.
No, we're talking about, we're going to go to Louisville in June.
So they're getting one episode like every 6 weeks.
Maybe. We'll see. I don't want to force it.
Okay, so basically,
Let us
we're
know.
not doing a regular podcast anymore.
Well, you let us know.
Do you want a weekly waft, or do you want like a quarterly waft when we decide, shit,
Oh,
we're done. It's the cue that we need to be done right now.
yes. Let us know when you want the Waft. I was thinking we always recorded on location somewhere. Or maybe we do one on location, one at the house, one on location. We'll see. Let us know in the comments.
Do you want a Chipper cameo?
Yes. We can't record with the animals. That's another reason that the first takes were awful, because the animals are
Chipper
all over
was
the
literally
place.
sitting on my lap just like...
They're psychopaths. We can't do it with them.
Yeah.
So, until next time, thanks for joining us. We are back. The Waft. We're married. What?
I said we're kind of back, unless we only do it every couple months.
Let us know, people. You're in control.
How much do you want to see our faces?
Until next time. Do you remember the words?
Peace out, Cub Scouts.
Peace out, Cub Scouts. Yeah. Adding that for season 2.